So something huge is happening inside Nintendo, and us as content creators, as the people who are chosen by the great something to bring you the news, to bring you what's happening, right, have gotten it wrong, have gotten it totally wrong, in my opinion. And there's more going on behind the scenes, and I feel like us as content creators are misinterpreting everything, right? Something shows up and we think it's this, and we only think it's that because we want that. It's not because we know what's really happening. So in this video, I want to clarify all of that. I want to really dig deep, because ever since I decided that I wasn't going to cover the Switch anymore, my mind opened up. Something really happened. I felt enlightened, like, wait, there's this other huge giant world that we have to discover now. Now I can see in color rather than black and white. I see things that I haven't seen before, thought things that I've never thought before, and now I feel like I'm free to talk about everything else, because the possibilities are now endless. I'm not completely focused on this little device that I think is coming, but maybe what we want is already here.
Subscribe.
Guys, if you like videos like this, go ahead and make sure you subscribe. Like this video, because those likes actually really help out the channel a lot. And let's get into this video. So there's been a lot of evidence out there, right? A lot of evidence that we as content creators have been talking about. And we've been putting our own interpretation on this evidence. Like, this can right here has evidence of being aluminum, so I guess it's Pepsi, but it's really not. It's actually Zoa. You know, it's like, you know, we put our own interpretation on things, right? For example, that DLSS thingy, right? It's a software thing. It's a machine learning thing. It's something that helps create higher graphics and better power. Did you know that Nintendo can actually use that on the current Switch? It's a software thing. You develop with it. You don't add it to a console, right? But for some reason, content creators have been stuck on that being a hardware thing, right? That we'll see in the next whatever, blah, blah, blah. But no, it's something that could very well be implemented now, right? And who's to say that Nintendo is actually using that for what we say is they're using it, the DLSS and the DLSS2 and blippity blip blip blip. And then there's a patent that has been found that talks about upscaling, right? And I'm not gonna go over that patent because it's very boring, but it actually mentions and it gives you an example of upscaling an image that is 530 something p to 1080p, okay? And it also gives you another image that 430 something to 720, right? And right away, content creators have been coming and saying, oh, hey, this is what Nintendo is going to do to bring our footage back to 4K. No. Nowhere in the patent does it say that it's going to upscale to 4K. It's bringing you resolutions that are very, very, very low. Very low, okay? And resolutions that Nintendo has used in the past, okay? And all of this is coming together because something great is happening behind Nintendo, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this in this video, okay? So not only that, but the Wii U and the Wii stores and the 3DS shop have gone down, right? All controversial and everything. I'm pretty sure if you have a Wii U, 3DS, or Wii, and you want to re-download your games, all of a sudden they weren't available for the past, what, 3 months, 4 months? That plays along with this story as well. So there's a lot of things going behind Nintendo that they're kind of rearranging and putting things together. And it's not for something that's coming. It's something that we already have. Yes, we already have this. Nintendo has been working behind the scenes on something, but it's something that we already have. What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let me tell you, it's Nintendo Online. why was this patent discovered? Okay, remember, Nintendo releases patents out there for things that mostly are already out. Like, whenever you find a patent, we find about something that's already out there, so it's not really a leak, it's just public information, and it's something that's normally already out. It's already been sold, or it's already been displayed and shown. So Nintendo Online is something that's already being shown. Nintendo is working on something behind the lines that has to do with Nintendo Online. Now let me take you back to something that the CEO or the president of Nintendo said in the previous shareholder meeting. He was asked this question: so hey, how do you plan to handle the transition from one console to another without having to alienate other consoles and to, you know, try to make sure that you don't harm the users? And this answer, which they stated, was one that really opened my mind completely, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna open yours too. Nintendo stated, or the president at the time, he said, look, we're not really focused on losing people or transitioning, but we are really focusing on Nintendo accounts. We're focusing on the 100 million Nintendo accounts and Nintendo services. Okay, that means that they're focusing on what you already have: your Nintendo account, Nintendo services, Nintendo Online. So they are really going to give us kind of like the next process in the Nintendo system on Nintendo Online. They're gonna revamp Nintendo Online to a point where, hey, look, they were doing maintenance on the Wii U and the 3DS. Hey, why do you think they were doing that? Maybe it's because Wii games might be coming to Nintendo Online. Wii U games might be coming to Nintendo Online. That's why there's not that many ports here. 3DS games might be coming to Nintendo Online. 3D games, you know, Nintendo. There's so much that Nintendo is planning on doing. I mean, they are very good friends with Microsoft, so it's not really out of the question for Nintendo to make their own little Game Pass where we have all of the Nintendo IPs, all the Nintendo consoles, from the GameCube to the 64, from the Nintendo Wii U. Let me go over Nintendo. So we have NES, we have SNES, we have Nintendo 64. Then we're missing the GameCube, and then we have the Nintendo Wii, and also the Nintendo Wii U, right? So that is where Nintendo is headed. That is what Nintendo is doing behind the scenes. They're focusing on Nintendo accounts. They already told that. They told us that they were focusing on Nintendo accounts, Nintendo services, Nintendo your account. They want to make sure that you are happy, right? So the upscaling patent is because they're looking for ways to upscale all of the Nintendo Game Boy 3DS games for Nintendo Online so that we can play them on our TV. That's why in the patent they only address to little minor resolutions like 520 or 4 something, and then upscaling them either to 720 or to 1080, because we play in 720 on our Nintendo Switches on handheld mode, and we play in 1080 on our TVs. So this patent has nothing to do with the next console, and it has nothing to do with 4K resolution. It has everything to do with Nintendo past games on previous consoles that they want to upscale so that they can bring them to Nintendo Online and then give us a huge Nintendo Online library. You might not think that Nintendo Online right now is not worth it, but trust me, it's going to get better. It's going to get so much great, and it's going to be so much value with Nintendo Online. I know, and I predict that we're going to see all of our favorite consoles and handheld consoles with this little upscaling patent machine learning thing on Nintendo Online. That is the biggest thing that Nintendo is working on your services, on your accounts, and on Nintendo Online with this upscaling thing. Now, let me know what games and what consoles would you really love to see? What would it take for Nintendo to earn your subscription for Nintendo Online? Would it be to add the GameCube, a certain game, the Wii, What would it take for Nintendo to actually earn your Nintendo Online membership? Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, and leave your comment down below, and we'll see you in the next amazing Mike Odyssey episode. Yeah.